Yo, YouTube, man. What's good? It's MaJJ Reacts back with another video, man. A reaction video, of course. Hey, man. Today's reaction, man. It's gonna be three true, chilling, home alone, animated horror stories, man. We got the guys. You feel me?
Hey man, what's the word? It's DJ, man. Look, follow Grand Empire Clothing, man. You feel me? Best clothing right now coming up like that. Happy birthday to my guy, man. You feel me? All love, man. All that.
Like someone said, happy birthday.
Oh,
Like I said, happy birthday to him. Happy birthday. Big 19, you feel me? It's your boy Big Cam for real. And subscribe to me at Big Cam. Let's get into this video.
Yeah, bro. Like, comment,
There comes a time in every creator's life when they say,
I've got an idea for a t-shirt.
thank y'all.
I'm
For
not here.
229 supporters.
Ready?
Yeah,
Ready?
yeah, we chilling.
Let's get into
Home loan.
I'm 32 and live alone in a rural house. I have a few neighbors half a mile down that I talk to sometimes, but I mostly keep to myself and only go into town when I need to. I'm half retired, so I spend most of my time at home, but a few months out of the year, I do some contracting work. At the time, it was late fall, and on this day, I was getting all of my equipment from out in the yard and storing it in the shed to prepare for the winter season. It was just a bunch of tools and lawnmowers and stuff like that I'd left out. Anyway, while I was outside, I saw something unusual. A man was walking along the road that connected to my driveway. He had nothing on him, no backpack or camping gear. For context, this road he was on was entirely empty, aside from the few houses like mine, and the town was a 4-hour walk away.
Goddamn.
I watched him until he disappeared far off down the road. After he was gone, I looked down in both directions and saw no cars on the side of the road on either direction. It was really odd, but after a while I stopped thinking about it and finished up with my yard. I was back inside before dark and made dinner while I cooled off. As I sat there, a sudden thud from outside startled me up from the table. It was a wooden thump, like it had come from where the shed was. I looked through the window out into the yard, and the door to the shed was wide open.
Oh, shit.
It was
came
old,
in there. He's
but
so
the
bad.
He's
so bad you can't see.
Still unsure of exactly what was going on, I knew I had to check on it and close the door at the very least. I got my rifle just in case, but I was confident it wasn't going to be anything dangerous.
You grabbed the rifle.
Walking out to the shed, I listened carefully and heard nothing other than the quietness of the night. I looked around the field as well and saw no signs of wildlife or people. When I got to the open shed door, I turned on my flashlight and shined it inside. Nothing looked out of place. I stepped in and did a more thorough search for any animals hiding, but still there wasn't anything. I closed the door to the shed and made sure it was secure, then started walking back. As I made my way through the field toward my house, an eerie feeling grew inside me. I didn't know what it was, but it continued to grow as I reached the front door. I stepped in and locked the door behind me. As I walked into the hallway, I saw a shoe print right on the floor. I flicked on the light, and going across the hallway was a line of dirty shoe prints leading up to the spare bedroom. My heart started beating faster as I held my rifle up and took a deep breath, then carefully walked up to the door. I leaned my head against the wood and listened, hearing what sounded like someone breathing right on the other side. Before I could even think on what to do next, the handle twisted from my grip and the door swung open.
Hell no! What the fuck?
Hey, why he so bad though? I don't know.
How he get in? When?
I
Bruh.
don't know what
He
happened.
walked down like. Then he walked down for a minute and dude. ain't that the dude that walked?
Bro, I think so,
bro.
but I think he
Hold
That's
on,
the
bro.
same.
Hold on, bro. Let's
back
continue,
and held the
bro.
rifle
Hold on.
up. As a man
He's the
looked
same
like
black
he
dude.
was
Why is
about
that-
to
hold on,
charge
why-
at me.
hold on.
He jumped back
Why
and
his
held the
eyes
rifle
red
up.
though?
As
What's up with bro?
He
He
high.
off that shit.
He high.
He off that shit. He off that shit.
He out there.
Oh,
Yeah,
why he
bro.
got a shovel in his hand?
Bro, he finna beat his ass, bro.
Nah, actually, I'm not gonna lie.
He
He's
must
scared.
did
He's
something.
scared.
He ain't, bro.
He's
He ain't
scared.
even
He
aiming
told
it,
him.
though.
Look at his eyes and look at his eyes. I think he going.
He going.
I think the dude with the shovel
They
going
know what
in.
Bro,
they
the
were
way he
doing.
holding that
They
rifle,
made
bro.
them shoot.
Yeah, he not really
He
ready
gonna
to
hit him.
He not ready to
Bro,
shoot him.
he ain't gonna shoot it at all,
But
bro.
they know what they was doing when they made this.
Yeah,
Why
yeah,
that's why he
yeah.
high.
He black
Why
and
he
he
not
God.
high?
You feel me?
He black
Why
and
he can't be high too?
Why?
That's what that means,
facts.
bro.
Like,
Like,
But
they can't
because
smoke.
he black and he off the Doja.
Facts. He
So
said
we off the Doja as we
he
speak.
as we speak.
As we speak.
Look.
They didn't lie.
Hey, look. Hey,
Hey,
look
I
him.
guess
Look
they-
him. I'm smart, bro. Like him. I'm
Cam-
smart. He say it's smart what they did with the characters, bro. Like they made the black dude high and they made the other dude just a scared little pedestrian.
You feel me?
That'd be the white folks. But we ain't gonna speak on that.
Type shit.
As a man looked like he was about to charge at me, holding a huge metal shovel up. I think my
Oh, he's
gun
high.
stopped him in his tracks, though.
What you finna do?
He stood in the doorway, holding the shovel like a weapon and having a face full of
Cause
rage.
he ain't gonna shoot him.
I yelled as loud as I could for him to stay back, trying to sound intimidating, but I was undoubtedly terrified.
Undoubtedly terrible.
The man kept his distance, but his face full of anger never faded. From this moment, though, I didn't know what to do. Cops wouldn't be able to make it here for probably an hour if I called, and I definitely didn't want to hold him at gunpoint for that long, risking anything to happen. As we stood in a strange
Why he's
silence,
still there?
Bro.
the man
It's been
started
like
to
2
move
minutes,
in
bro.
my direction.
It's been.
Oh,
I ran in to see what he was
He
doing
ran in there.
and watched him start crawling out of the window. Part of me
Bro.
wanted to stop him, but
Oh,
another
I'm
part
mad
of me
now.
couldn't get myself to.
He mad when he walking out, but when
The
he's
Ferrero
standing in front of
Rocher
him, bro, he
chocolate
acting
bar.
like the
Crunchy
hoe.
hazelnuts, smooth chocolate. Ferrero
Bro,
Rocher.
if somebody in your crib, bro, you supposed to go ahead and let
No,
that
Chuck,
thing
I
ride.
can talk.
I'm talking.
Depop makes it so easy to buy and
Like,
sell.
You gotta
secondhand.
go crazy.
I would want somebody to break in my house.
He
So I
jumped
can pop
out
a nigga.
and
You
ran
feel me?
off into the
Cause
field,
just like
escaping in
Nigga,
the
you
vast
just
the
got
yada,
empty night,
if you got the yada, I
with no
mean,
way
bro,
of
you got
knowing
the yada,
where
I
he
mean.
was running off to.
Trespassing, nigga, I'm popping you.
To
You
this
got it, you
day,
got it.
And
that
I'm
man
getting
has
away.
never been identified, and his intentions are unknown. All I can say is that if I hadn't had my rifle in my hands, or if he had gotten the
I'm
jump
not
on
gonna lie.
me,
This
I
story was
likely
more
wouldn't
scary
be
than
here
dumb,
today.
bro.
It
I mean,
you
it was
know what I mean?
more dumb than scary.
You know what I'm saying? Because, bro, why? Because you mean to hold on. Before we get into the next one, bro, what's y'all opinion on that one, bro?
Bro, I'm telling you, it was more dumb than scary, bro. I feel like, bro, I feel like it was too much talking and not enough. You feel me? You feel me?
Action.
It wasn't
me?
Because
Yeah,
why he ain't poppy? Or why the
Why y'all standing there?
why the faded homie just throw the show away?
He just threw
You
the
know what I
shovel
mean?
and run,
Bro,
like
and run.
he just ran.
Y'all
like,
both y'all running from each other fade.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, what's like, why y'all just standing there, bro, looking at each other? He broke into your crib.
So I rate that.
You don't live there.
That's a 3 out of 10. Cause what was the purpose?
All right, look. What's y'all prediction on this one? Though? What's y'all gonna rate it before we even start?
This?
What
so
you think?
we
Well,
got-
no. Just say like the number. Like, what you think? What you think is gonna be a rating? Like out of 10.
So like we gotta
You think
predict.
it's gonna be a 7? This one gonna be a 7?
I can't just guess it. I gotta like see a little.
No, I feel like this is gonna be like a 5.8 or 6.2.
Why you think that?
I feel like every single time it's going up, bro. It's gonna be a serious.
It's getting interesting. Oh yeah,
feel
then I think the third is gonna be the third, the charm.
That's 4, but yeah.
All right, so this is
Oh,
what
three is
you're
three.
right. So you the first one 4 out of 10.
Mhm.
Or, yeah, that was
Next
good.
one they gonna
That
spice
shit
it up a
was
little
ass.
bit into
Hell
the
yeah.
middle one. So this go 7 out of 10. Then the last one 13 out of 10.
Hell yeah.
He said
Let's get it.
13 out of 10.
Oh,
He said that one's gonna be, you feel me, amazing.
I was 18 at the time, and it was the
18
beginning of
now.
summer,
already.
so I was off from school, and I didn't have any job. The majority of my time was spent inside the house playing video games, watching YouTube or TV, or just relaxing. When this happened, my parents were out of town for a few days, leaving me with the house. This was a common thing and was never a big deal. Sometimes I'd invite friends over or whatever, but this night I was just enjoying the time to myself. I was watching a rerun of one of my favorite shows on Netflix while also scrolling through my phone. It was late. I don't know the exact time, but I think maybe 11 or 12, when there was a knock at the front door.
That's Lil
I
Stephanie.
paused the
Hell
TV and went to see what it was.
Lil Stephanie
It almost
hunted him
didn't
now.
even register in my
Yeah.
mind that it was so late, but thankfully it did before I carelessly would have opened the door. I looked in the peephole and saw two men, both wearing similar clothes, and
Why they
just
look
waiting
like
for
that?
me to answer.
They're not
I
men.
stood there and thought for a second whether or not to let them know I was home by asking what they wanted.
Don't do
I
that,
ended
bro.
up staying quiet and just watching to wait for them to leave, but a few seconds later, they called out, "Hello? We're here looking to speak with Mr. and Mrs. Ian." That was my parents they were referring to, though I changed the name for
Miss what?
privacy. Confused, I still remained quiet, knowing it was far too late for any sort of visit, even if it was important. After a minute, the men looked at each other and said something quietly, then walked off the porch.
Oh shit.
The outdoor lights were off, so I couldn't see where they went,
Don't turn
but I
them
never
hoes
saw
on, gang.
any headlights or cars show up, which had me wondering if they'd walked here, which would only make things weirder.
Stay behind him.
I went back to the TV, but left it on pause for a while so I could hear if they came back.
Close your curtains, nigga.
It only took a few minutes
Oh.
until I heard a pair of footsteps outside the house.
Behind you, right behind you in the window.
They went up to the porch, but instead of knocking like they did before, they started making their way around to the side of the house. I got up and ran to the back window as they got to the backyard. I saw them open the fence and enter, and I hid away from the window so I wouldn't be seen, but I could hear them go up to the back.
What am I, bro? If I see that, bro, I'm not gonna lie. If I was him,
I'm about to grab
I'm
it.
gonna have to grab that.
I'm about to
grab
grab
that.
it. Yeah. Grab it. Yeah, I'm
See,
saying.
When I'm by
It's
myself
time
at
to go
home,
crazy.
as soon as you go to the door, you better have that out.
You gotta have that. Yeah, I mean,
Don't-
you know what I'm
even
saying?
if it's
Yeah.
Cox Cable, knock you out the door. You better.
He's-
keep
Yeah,
saying
yeah, I mean, you know what I mean? You gotta
He
have
said
that.
even if it's Cox Cable,
You gotta
yeah.
have, you know what I'm saying?
But look at him. You know he having a fever. He having a fever already. He cold. He like shivering.
Bro.
He's not even trying to go get protection or anything.
Nah,
He just
Bro, he just standing there, bro. Scared.
with the windows, with the
Windows
curtains open.
wide open. And he can't close them now.
because he think
it's
if you
too
pop
late.
it, he think if you pop it, nigga, he going to jail for life.
Bro,
It's trust they on your. You feel me?
They see.
Hey, they can't speak in facts in
He's
this video.
speaking facts.
Listen to him though.
He's
Listen to him.
speaking right from the. You feel me? The judge.
You gotta, hey.
You feel me? We're doing it the right way.
Right way.
Back door. They started talking, then began messing with the door.
And that's when I
I took this as my chance to get my phone and hide inside the garage. I called the police, explaining the possible break-in that was taking place, and after less than a minute, a loud pop sound vibrated through the house, and the back door slid open.
You done, bro.
Their footsteps went through the house and straight to the stairs, going up to the bedrooms. A door opened, they entered, then closed it behind them. But after that, there were no more sounds. I waited for a horrifying and slow 10 minutes in silence before the police pulled up to the house. When they did, there was a few quick footsteps upstairs, then the two men started arguing. A few officers came in through the back door and ran upstairs, while another came to the garage and helped me outside. The men didn't resist arrest, but they also didn't speak a word on why they were there. Despite weeks going by, and it being somewhat obvious that they weren't simply robbing the house, the only thing they could charge them with was breaking and entering. It scares me, though, that they seemed to be looking for my parents, and it almost felt like they were going to wait upstairs for them until they came back from their trip. I think back to whether or not I should have shown myself, and if that would have stopped the break-in, but something about their behavior tells me.
First of all,
Scared as fuck.
why is he sleeping like that?
Yeah. I was trying to figure it out
I just
myself.
noticed that.
Like,
Bro, why is
You
he
feel me?
laying like that, bro? He's scared as shit.
he too scared, bro.
Something
Why,
going on.
why he only got one pillow though?
And you still don't got the Thule on you.
I need at least two
Bro.
pillows, bro.
Still don't have the Thule.
He ain't got Nathan.
Nathan, no covers,
No
bro.
covers.
He didn't get no.
Nothing in his
He
room,
didn't
bro.
get nothing.
No, he don't even have no house slippers right next to his
Oh my
bed,
god,
bro.
bro. he walking.
No curtains.
His feet
No
black as hell. You see that?
Curtains. Ooh.
He walking.
Hey.
He deserved to get.
Nah, bro.
He deserved that shit.
That's what his ass
that they
did.
still
They
would
not
have
done
broken
with me
in
though. I can't wait
and
to
would have
see what
done to
happens
me
now.
whatever was necessary.
That's crazy, man.
Hey, so what we rating this one, bro?
Man,
I'm
That's
gonna
it.
be real.
that
That's
one
it?
had more. It had more
Yeah,
like.
it was
You know what
it
I'm
was
saying?
way better.
Got
But
more
look,
plot to it.
I think, bro, like my prediction was like a 5.8 or 6.2. I think I'm gonna honestly get this one like a 6.8. Bro, I'm gonna have to get this one a 6.8. Bro,
See,
that's what I'm thinking.
that's
Like, cause it was more like it had a more scarier vibe to it.
You know what I'm saying?
Not like like dumb, but like scary at the same time. The last one was
Exactly,
just
bro.
dumb.
Real talk. Like, it was more. It was better than the first one. I can tell you that for sure. It was a little better than the first
If you ask me, they both stupid.
one. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I thought it was
That's
gonna be
real
like a
shit.
7 out of 10. I lied.
7 out of 10.
That's it.
What
Because
was
what's
it?
the
Then?
point?
What was
It
it?
wasn't.
What was it then?
Yeah.
4.
Or
Or
what you think?
hey. All I can say, it was better than the first one.
Better than the first
Oh,
one. That's what
and
I'm
it's
saying.
too short.
Better than the
It's
first
too
one.
short.
Better than the first one.
That shit was. It was I ain't. You know what I mean?
Nah, this one looking real
This
good.
was
though.
about 3 years ago. I was staying in a rental house
See, I
while
love the
vacationing to
setting.
see my brother.
He
He
right
lives
about
6
it.
hours away from me, so I don't get to see him very often, and he only has a 1-bedroom apartment, which makes me have to stay elsewhere when I do see him. The house I rented out was really close to my brother's apartment and was the same price as nearby hotels, so it was an easy choice to go for the house. I
Why
got
is his
into
hair
town
like
early
that?
in the morning and met up with my brother for lunch, then got some groceries and was back at the rental around 5 o'clock. The place didn't have a lot to offer other than a couch, TV, and bed, but for the price, I wasn't expecting too much. I stayed up until 9, then got in bed. It had been a long day, so I was looking forward to getting a good amount of shut-eye. I laid in bed awake for longer than I wanted, falling asleep after an hour. When my eyes opened, the room was in full darkness, and I could sense that it was the middle of the night. Before I could even check the time, though, I heard something outside the room.
The Ferrero Rocher chocolate bar. Crunchy hazelnuts, smooth chocolate. Ferrero Rocher.
Eve to me is basically
This is
freedom. It's a
crazy.
giant open universe where
Footsteps slowly walking down the hallway, and then a door closing softly, followed by silence. It was like my whole body had frozen, laying in the bed still and staring through the dark room. After a minute passed of no more sounds, I got up and looked into the hallway.
Why his hands like that? Y'all seen that?
At the far
Yeah, I
end,
see it.
I could see the front door, which I knew was the door I'd heard them close,
So
but I didn't know if they were still in the house or if they had
Yeah,
left.
them claws, bro.
I quietly walked through the other rooms, not seeing anyone.
Full outfit.
Actually, the only sign of them having been here was the front door being unlocked. I didn't see any footprints or notice anything missing. After checking the locks on all the doors, I called 911. They came fairly quick, but didn't do much of anything. They said to make sure all the doors were locked and to contact the owner, but aside from their useless advice, they provided no intent to figure it out. I stayed up that night and waited until morning, unable to sleep. After calling the owner of the rental and discussing what had happened, I went to see my brother. While out, the owner let me know that he changed the PIN code on the door, which did make me feel a lot better. I was out until late that day, though, getting some dinner and drinks with my brother, and being dropped off at the rental sometime between 8 and 9. I went to the couch and sat down, feeling sleepy, but also feeling that nervousness again about the situation. Every time my eyes were about to close, my head would be filled with fear of the intruder coming back. Knowing I needed to sleep tonight, since I didn't get any last night, I decided to go through the house again and check the rooms in hopes to ease my mind. I walked around the living room and kitchen, then went down the hallway to the bedroom. I opened the closet and checked the attached bathroom. And just before I walked out, I heard footsteps running through the hallway toward the bedroom I was in. I swung around the corner and only caught a glimpse of a large man as he slammed the bedroom door shut. Then I heard his footsteps departing and going toward the living room, while I stood in place and just listened. He went all around the living room and kitchen, staying inside the house for probably 2 minutes before I heard the front door open and close behind him. Police came quickly after I called again, and this time the homeowner came by as well. The living room and kitchen looked like they'd been ransacked. The furniture was scattered all over, and the cabinets were all open, with the things inside them having been tossed over the floor. After a closer look, though, the owner didn't see anything that was missing. It looked more like whoever that man was looking for something very specific and nothing more. I left the rental and got a hotel after that, and within a few days, I was never updated again about anything. I assume he was never found, but the situation has left me with a lot of questions. Something that really gets to me is that I had checked the entire house that one night, so where was he hiding? How long had he been in the house with me? Was he watching me? And what would have happened if I had fallen asleep on the couch?
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I think that was the worst one.
That was the worst one.
That was the worst one too.
Yeah.
That was the worst one.
It's crazy because I want to have more detail.
My thing is, I'm trying to figure out, first of all, you getting lunch with your brother. Where your brother live? Where your brother live at? You feel me?
Where he lives at.
You know what I'm saying?
Why you gotta get on?
I think he said,
Why you gotta go get on?
I think he said he was right by his apartment.
Why you can't go live with Baylor for a couple of nights?
Like, bro,
Are you scared?
I thought that's who he was staying with the whole time. But bro, like, it's just a random ass. Like, they ain't gonna add like the person in there. You feel me? They ain't say nothing for real.
But they probably don't want him near.
Yeah, I think that was the worst one. Bro.
Man, I'm worried that one probably a 5.
5. I think I need that.
Damn,
4.5.
but
Straight.
shit, man.
Real shit.
If y'all enjoyed the video, man, make sure you like the video. Comment your favorite one, you know what I'm saying?
Subscribe.
Hey,
Turn the post notifications on.
turn on the post notice, man.
Hey, tune into the TikToks. Feel me?
Absolutely, man. Follow the TikTok account too, man. I'm gonna add that in the description below. Hey, man.
Hey.
Good.
Like, comment, subscribe, and we out.
And once again, thank y'all for 229 supporters, man. Good job.